everyone. We're going to take a look here and just spend a few minutes and look at some strong summaries of Steve Almond's essay. So I've got 3 summaries here. These are all also available in this week, week 5's module on our Canvas course. But I wanted to take some time to just go over what makes these 3 strong. So a couple things to keep in mind when writing a summary. An academic summary does not contain any opinion. So no sentences that say I think or I agree or the author is correct when they say, nothing that implies your view, because the summary is simply taking the ideas, the main points, the main ideas from another writer and putting them into your own words for someone who hasn't read the original. So in this case, you all read Is It Immoral to Watch the Super Bowl by Steve Almond. You're writing this summary for someone who has not read it. So I think that might help if you remember that your audience, your reader, is someone who is not familiar with the text that you are summarizing. That might help. So again, no opinion. You are simply conveying the main points that an author made in their writing. Okay? So in the first sentence or second sentence, but certainly early in the paragraph, you need to tell the reader who the title of the piece that you're summarizing and the author's name. And it's nice to add some extra information, such as in his article, Is It Immoral to Watch the Super Bowl, found in the New York Times in 2014, Steve Almond, author of several books, questions if it's morally correct to watch the game, knowing the violence and physical damage that it causes. Good first sentence. There's some errors, yes, but it's a good first sentence. Why? Because it tells us who the author is, the title of the essay, the year it was published, and the fact that it was actually initially published in the New York Times. So you don't want to have a sentence in your summary that says, in James Miller's Acting Out Culture, I read an essay by Steve Almond that was about violence in football. There's some accurate parts there, but your reader doesn't need to know that you read it for a class in this book, right? The important thing is the title of the piece, the author, the credentials of the author. We would, author of several books, right? That gives us his credentials. And then if you can work in smoothly, if it was published somewhere else initially, the year of publication, etc. The other thing that this person does well is the use of the verb questions. So in MLA, Modern Language Association, the guidelines state that we use present tense verbs. So even though this was written, past tense, right, in 2014, we still are going to talk about the ideas in the present tense. So Steve Almond questions if it's morally correct. He states, right, he makes mention, okay. He also uses, see how these are present tense verbs, right? Nothing past tense. Not stated, but states. Includes, the text includes. My recommendation here would be to stick to the author. The text is not alive. The text didn't do anything on its own, right? The author did it. So Almond includes a dialogue. Almond not only calls out, okay, and so on. So the other things that are done well here, and again, there are a few little errors, you might see me adding commas and such, is that the body of the summary, okay, first sentence gives us the title, the author, a little bit about the author, etc. And then the main point. What does he do? He questions if it's morally correct to watch football, right? The next couple sentences are the development, right? And the person who wrote this summary, what they did really well was that they didn't get bogged down in minor details. We don't need to know that the Darryl Stringley was the player who was injured when Almond was 11 watching the game. That's like a little piece of his essay, right? That's just his hook, really, to kind of get the reader in. The main points, right, are what the writer shared here. Medical research has proven that it can cause brain damage. There are 2 reasons, right, that fans watch the sport. I would say, what were they? That's good. That's true. That's a big piece of Almond's paper or his essay. But I haven't read it, so you have to tell me, well, what are those 2 excuses? I don't know, right? He does use personal experience and conversation, and then he does close with this dialogue with his friend or neighbor there. And then the last sentence, I think, it does a very nice job of just kind of summing up overall. What did Almond do in this essay? Not only does he call out the NFL as a whole for being negligent, but the fan, right? The fan is complicit. The fan endorses, as the writer says here, the violence of the sport, right? So really well done. Some errors, yes, but on a whole, very good. Okay, I'm just going to go through one more. And then you can look at the third one on your own and see, again, what did your classmate do? Did they, that made it strong, right? And these are the kind of things. Notice, too, no quoting. Unless it's absolutely necessary, do not quote in a summary. Use your own words. And those little percentages when you do the reports, right? If you got like higher than a 20, if you were in the 30 or higher percentile, that means you probably quoted too much. Or if you didn't put the words in quotation marks and you use them, then that's running the risk of plagiarism, and we don't want that. Okay. Okay, so the second one. Again, let's look at this first sentence. In the essay, Is It Immoral to Watch the Super Bowl?, the author, Steve Almond, discusses the ethics of being a football spectator through a first-person analysis. Very good, right? So we don't have the year. You could slide that in right here, right? In his 2014 essay. And then give us the title. Author Steve Almond discusses, present tense verb, the ethics of being a spectator, right? Almond begins by reflecting on the inherent brutality of football through the frame of a childhood memory. Beautifully written sentence, right? Because again, that's that childhood memory of him at 10, 11 years old watching the Patriots game or whatever. That is just a little... That is his hook, right? That is his anecdotal evidence, his first-person evidence to try to draw the reader in. The rest of the essay, that's the important part. So you don't want to spend like 3 sentences talking about Daryl Stringley, getting injured. That's not the main point of the essay at all, right? So writing a strong summary really first depends on your understanding of the article that you're summarizing or the chapter of the book, that you're summarizing. So, and then look at these great verbs, right? He asserts, okay? First, he argues. However, he emphasizes. Almond relates to fans. However, again, with the conclusion, he implies, etc., etc. So, I'm already at 7 minutes. I don't want these to be long, but hopefully you have a better sense now of, what a strong academic summary looks like. It should only be about a paragraph. I'm not sure you can count how many sentences these are. A few people went kind of longer. Concise. You're condensing. You're taking a text that you read. You digest it. You understand it. What are the main points? Not the minor supporting details, but the main points. And in a paragraph, right, giving it to your reader. So now I read this, and now I know what the article is about. I don't have to go read the whole article. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but the point of a summary, or one purpose of a summary, right, is to, as an academic, as a thinker and a writer, you're reading something, you're preparing a condensed version for someone who hasn't read it. So just briefly, think of many professions, right? Think about business or something. You're presenting for a team, or a marketing team, a potential client, what have you. You might have to read a very lengthy report of some kind, right? Some study or survey, could be 100 pages long. You need to then distill that into maybe 1 page, right, to share with your team, your supervisor, your manager, your client, etc. So it's a skill that's relatable in a lot of fields. It might seem like kind of a boring English class task, but it is definitely something that that plays out in many professions, right? Taking a longer text, or it could even be like a speech or a lecture, right? That if you attend and you're getting just the main points that the author or speaker is making, and you're compiling them, for a reader who's not familiar with the source. Okay, I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, let me know. And hopefully this was helpful, and I can make more of these videos. Like I said, just email me your thoughts and suggestions, and I'm happy to do more of this. Okay? All right. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.